Grazie al Primo Ministro, ai miei colleghi, è molto importante.
Thank you very much. It is very important for us to be here all together. The government, the Parliament, the European Parliament. But should we go back to Brussels without any change here, it is very likely that this should be considered a missed opportunity. We need, and we see that every day, we need to strengthen a common policy for migration, for European migration. I've been struck by the fact that so many governments keep being unaware of this. If 1 year and a half ago people listened to the European Parliament and did a modification of the Dublin Treaty, we wouldn't be in this condition now. Those who arrive in Greece arrive in Europe. That's what we think in the European Parliament. Those who arrive at the border with Spain, with Italy, these people arrive in Europe. And so we need to have a common migration policy, and we have to share responsibility. We have to resettle in a fair way these people. We have to make sure that in Europe liberty, freedom and people's rights are respected. But if we don't have a common migration policy, how can we deliver that? How can we be really the leaders in defending human rights? We need to make something happen, and a big change should happen. The Council, the Commission, the Parliament, their presence here now means this. Europe needs to deal with the possibility of having a common migration policy. That's what we need, a common migration policy. And we're here also to say thank you to Greek citizens, to all the people that have been trying for a long, long time to protect people, to avoid more suffering. And we're here for another reason. We need to tell Turkey that we want a dialogue. And, of course, Turkey must respect the agreement. I think the European Parliament wants to convey this message. So we have to come back to Brussels, and this is my engagement. And there we need to have a common policy for migration. This is what the European citizens, all the European countries' citizens, ask from us. It is a challenge which we have to take up with a mid- and long-term strategy and a common policy. And let me tell you something else. In Greece, there are thousands of children, unaccompanied minors on their territory. And so a commitment I want to take, together with all the other institutions, is to have a strategy for the unaccompanied minors. We need to protect their future. And I think the European governments need to do more than they have done so far. They have to be more generous, because too often the policies of some European governments were based not on generosity but on their own interests. I think the European space deserves much better than that. And so in this way we can respect the engagement that Greek citizens are showing.